Imagine standing in a bustling airport, your heart racing as the clock ticks down, and suddenly, the announcement echoes through the terminal. Your flight has just closed its doors. In that moment of frustration and uncertainty, you could never anticipate that something incredible was about to unfold. As I paced back and forth, my mind flooded with thoughts of the missed opportunities ahead. But it was in that exact moment of delay that I met a remarkable woman, living on the fringes of society. Her presence was striking, yet her circumstances were heartbreaking. Her story would soon open my eyes in ways I never expected, shifting my entire perspective on life and human connection. Like many, I have often taken the little things for granted: the comfort of a home, the warmth of a meal, and the simple luxury of choice. As I traveled to various places, my focus had always been on reaching my destination. But that day, as I sat there, I was reminded that life has a way of offering lessons when we least anticipate them. How often do we walk by unnoticed stories, focusing solely on our own journeys? Little did I know, in that brief span of time before my next flight, I would learn more about compassion and resilience from a woman whose life had drastically changed. Quick goodbyes and business travelers briskly marching with purpose. The bright overhead lights flickered against polished floors as the muffled announcements reverberated in the background. The atmosphere inside the airport buzzed with energy. Families huddled together, couples sharing heart raced as I hurried to the gate, only to find that the doors had just slid shut, sealing my fate for the next few hours. The realization hit me hard. A mix of frustration and disbelief flooded my mind. All around me, the constant flow of people seemed oblivious to my predicament. The smell of brewed coffee wafted through the air, mingling with the faint scent of travel as I watched other passengers either board flights or embrace loved ones. I felt as if I were caught in a different realm, a limbo filled with travelers moving toward their destinies while I stood still, tethered to a moment of chaos and confusion. What started as an inconvenience now loomed larger. The clock ticked mercilessly, each passing second heightening my anxiety. I glanced at my phone, the persistent notifications a reminder of a world continuing without me. Yet, as I clung to my annoyance, I couldn't have imagined that this delay would set the stage for a profound encounter. A chance meeting that would challenge everything I thought I knew about empathy and understanding. As I paced the terminal trying to collect my thoughts, I noticed her. A figure tucked away in the corner, seemingly lost amidst the flurry of activity. At first, she appeared invisible to the chaos surrounding her. But as I focused on her, a story began to unfold in the silence between us. Her presence, both striking and haunting, hinted at a lifetime of struggles. Little did I know, this singular moment would shift the trajectory of my thoughts and actions, revealing a dimension of humanity I had overlooked in my rush to reach my destination. As I turned my gaze from the bustling crowds, something caught my attention in the corner of the terminal. Amid the sea of hurried travelers, there she sat, a woman positioned against a column, her presence oddly calm amidst the surrounding chaos. The gray of her worn clothes blended seamlessly with the beige of the terminal's walls, yet there was something striking about her. Her long dark hair framed a face that bore the marks of life's trials, yet her bright eyes sparkled with a depth of awareness that was enchanting. Her demeanor exuded an unexpected strength, an aura of resilience that intrigued me. I noticed the small canvas bag resting by her side, tattered yet cherished, like a silent companion. As people rushed past, oblivious to her existence, she remained composed, a stark contrast to the world spinning around her. It struck me how someone could hold such serenity amidst the noise, and I felt an unexplainable pull to approach her. Gathering my thoughts, I took a tentative step forward. The moment I neared, she looked up and our eyes met. Instead of the weariness I anticipated, there was warmth in her gaze, an invitation that made me feel at ease. I hesitated, unsure of how to begin. After a brief moment, I managed a friendly, "Hello," feeling the weight of the situation as my casual greeting felt profoundly inadequate. To my surprise, she responded with a soft smile, her voice gentle yet confident. "You missed your flight, didn't you?" she said as if she had seen this scenario play out countless times. Those words were not merely a statement but a recognition of shared human experience. I nodded, heart pounding, and as we exchanged a few pleasantries, I learned her name, Zara. Every word that flowed from her lips was laced with honesty. She shared snippets of her story, how she found herself without a home, each revelation unfolding with a quiet fierceness. I listened, captivated by her perspective on life, each sentence steeped in wisdom shaped by her circumstances. There was no self-pity in her voice. Instead, she spoke of hope, a dream of one day finding a place to call her own. It was surprising how easily she carried her truth, as if she had made peace with her situation, choosing to focus on the possibilities ahead rather than the hardships behind. As Zara spoke, her voice held a cadence that drew me in, inviting me to step closer into her world. She began to unravel the tapestry of her life, a series of events that had led her to this very moment, sitting in an airport, her spirit still unbroken. Her story was not just a tale of loss. It was one of courage wrapped in vulnerability. Zara described her life before everything changed. A few years prior, she had a promising job in a cozy apartment where sunlight poured through the windows each morning, casting a comforting glow on her dreams of becoming an artist. She always carried a sketchbook, her passion spilling onto the pages with strokes of color that reflected her vibrant imagination. But life, she explained, doesn't always follow the script we write. A sudden layoff had sent her spiraling into a whirlwind of uncertainty. Bills piled up and like a house of cards, everything collapsed. Her job, her home, her sense of security. Each word she uttered was laced with the bittersweet memory of what once was. I could hear the weight of her struggles crackling in the air. The pain of eviction was raw. She described how, on that fateful day, she stood on her own front steps, clutching boxes filled with remnants of her past, feeling a profound sense of betrayal from a life she had built with dedication. Tears welled in her eyes, and at that moment, I felt an overwhelming urge to reach out, to somehow comfort her. Yet instead, I remained silent, allowing her to share her truth unfettered. As she recounted her journey through the streets, a world hidden beneath the surface of everyday life, I listened intently. She talked about the people she met along the way, those who looked away, and those who paused just long enough to offer a kind word or a warm meal. Zara described the struggle to find safety, warmth, and sometimes just a quiet corner to sleep. Yet, even amid this turmoil, her resilience shone through. She told me she had picked up her sketchbook again, finding solace in the art that had once been her escape. Each drawing reflected not just her surroundings, but the hope she clung to despite her circumstances. Zara mentioned her wishes, not for grand luxuries or material possessions, but for stability and the chance to share her art with the world, to inspire others who might find themselves in despair. In those moments, I realized how profoundly her spirit radiated. The flicker of hope in her eyes as she shared her aspirations reminded me that beneath every struggle lies the human ability to dream. I was witnessing how, despite everything life had thrown at her, she was still fighting. Not just to survive, but to find her place in a world that often turns a blind eye. As the story unfolded, I felt the weight of her journey wrap around me, leaving a resonating impact. The airport around us seemed to fade away, and in that small corner, amidst the chaos of travelers, a deeper understanding emerged. Zara's story was not just one of hardship. It was an invitation to recognize the strength within vulnerability, to see the richness that can arise from the darkest places. As Zara spoke, I found myself not just listening, but fully absorbing her narrative, each word echoing in my mind like a glimmering thread weaving its way into the fabric of my own experiences. Her story, steeped in adversity yet imbued with hope, stirred something deep within me. It was as though I was standing at the edge of a chasm, looking down into the shared human experience that connects us all, regardless of our paths. Every time she shared a struggle, I was reminded of my own moments of uncertainty. I reflected on my past when I had faced setbacks, albeit far less daunting than hers. Times when I felt lost or overwhelmed by the pressures of life, clinging to dreams that sometimes seemed just out of reach. I often thought of ambition and success as a linear journey, a straight path leading toward a defined destination. Yet Zara's story shattered that illusion, revealing the complexities inherent in every struggle. As I looked into her eyes, the contrasts between our worlds became starkly apparent. Here was a woman who had been stripped of so much yet retained the essence of joy, the passion for her craft, and a remarkable ability to dream. In a moment of vulnerability, Zara had gifted me the opportunity to reconsider my assumptions about success and the definition of a successful life. It dawned on me that true resilience is often masked within the folds of despair, hidden but ever present for those willing to see it. My inner dialogue shifted as I began to question what I had taken for granted. How often had I chosen busyness over connection? How many stories had I overlooked, afraid to see the world through someone else's lens? The discomfort of my own privilege pierced through me, stirring feelings of empathy and responsibility. In an age where social media often paints a filtered version of success, Zara's authenticity shone like a beacon, illuminating the cracks in reality beneath the surface. In that fleeting conversation, the barriers of my previously defined world began to blur. I felt an urge to reconnect with the parts of myself I had neglected, the artist, the empath, the dreamer. Reflecting on her journey highlighted that our struggles, while unique, are interconnected. Each of us fights battles unseen, and through understanding and compassion, we can elevate those voices often drowned out by the noise of life. As our conversation came to a close, I was filled with appreciation for the unexpected lessons that emerged from this encounter. Zara, a woman I had only just met, had compelled me to reassess my narrative and find beauty in the human spirit. In the cacophony of the airport, where flights and lives hurriedly intertwined, one moment remained suspended in time. A reminder that compassion has the power to transform, and stories can pave the way to understanding. In the moments that followed my conversation with Zara, the noise of the airport faded into the background, like a distant echo overshadowed by the weight of what I had just experienced. What had initially been a frustration over a missed flight transformed into a profound awakening. I had arrived with a specific goal, driven by plans and timelines. Yet this unplanned encounter opened my eyes to a depth of understanding I didn't know I needed. Zara's story was not just a tale of hardship. It revealed the stark realities of life that exist alongside my own comforts. I began to realize how often I viewed privilege as a personal achievement, rather than a gift of circumstance. This encounter challenged me to acknowledge the complexity of the world we live in, one where our narratives can take strikingly different paths due to factors beyond our control. Compassion is not simply a fleeting gesture. It is an active choice to understand and connect with those whose journeys may differ from our own. As her words lingered in my thoughts, the urge to take action became undeniable. I reflected on the resources at my disposal, and in that moment it became imperative to do something meaningful. I approached Zara again, feeling a sense of urgency mixed with a newfound purpose. I had some cash on me, but more importantly, I wanted to offer her something deeper. An acknowledgement of her humanity. I asked if she would allow me to help in any way I could, whether that meant providing immediate assistance or exploring resources that could support her rebuilding efforts. Zara accepted my offer with gratitude, her eyes shimmering with a mixture of surprise and relief. It wasn't just about material help, it was about recognition. I made promises to look into shelters and support services, and I shared my intention to connect with local organizations that could assist those experiencing homelessness. The importance of community and connection became glaringly clear. In that brief interaction, I saw the power of empathy unfold. A simple conversation had empowered both of us. I stepped away, not just as a passerby, but as someone who had begun to redefine my understanding of service and support. The missed flight, initially perceived as an inconvenience, became a pivotal moment of clarity. A reminder that every encounter has the potential to inspire change within us and in the world around us. With renewed purpose, I walked toward my rescheduled gate, carrying with me the essence of Zara's spirit, ready to channel that into action and deeper awareness moving forward. As I reflect on that defining encounter, a tapestry of lessons unfurls, reminders of the intricacies of human connection. This unexpected meeting with Zara forced me to confront my assumptions and perceptions, ultimately highlighting the profound impact of empathy. It became clear that every individual carries a story, each woven from both triumphs and tribulations that shape who they are. In a world often overwhelmed by haste and distraction, we can easily lose sight of the connections that bind us, our shared humanity. Zara embodied the essence of resilience, reminding me that struggles are universal. Her ability to find hope amid adversity sparked a realization within me. Kindness is a powerful tool, one that has the potential to transform lives, including our own. This encounter inspired me to challenge the status quo, to see beyond the surface of life, and recognize the deeper realities of those around us. We are often quick to judge, to categorize lives based on momentary glimpses. Yet, when we pause to engage with one another, we unlock the beauty housed in diverse perspectives. It's in these exchanges that we cultivate understanding, compassion, and a sense of community. As I move forward, I carry with me the weight of Zara's spirit, a beacon illuminating my path in moments of decision and interaction. Let us all strive to approach the world with open hearts and minds, ready to reach out, to listen, and to uplift those who may be struggling. For it is through these acts of kindness, however small they may seem, that we enrich not only others' lives but our own as well. In each connection there lies an opportunity for growth, understanding, and the chance to inspire change. A ripple effect that can resonate far beyond one fleeting moment. As we wrap up this journey of connection and transformation, I invite you to reflect on your own experiences. Have you ever encountered someone who changed your perspective in an unexpected way? If this story has resonated with you, consider liking this video and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Your stories of unexpected encounters can inspire others, reminding us all of the power of human connection. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring narratives that explore personal growth and the richness of human experiences. Together, we can foster a community of compassion and understanding. If you're eager to explore similar stories, check out the linked videos, and let's continue this journey of seeing the world through different lenses. Thank you for joining us.